Hey guys, and welcome back to Let's Play Dark Souls 2. Here we are at the Saltfort. Maybe one of the most appropriately named places in Dark Souls. Oh man, I could have summon all the way through this area, but I think that's unnecessary for right now. We'll maybe pick one up at the end of this area for the boss, but for the time being, no big deal. And we're just going to be heading straight into it here. Again, we are fighting a major boss here, and I guess I'll talk a little bit about the lore behind this boss, as far as I understand it, while we get going. So the boss we're going to fight here is named the Lost Sinner, and it is heavily implied to be a reincarnation of the Witch of Izalith. Like, in New Game Plus, this boss actually contains her soul. This is not working like I wanted it to. Let's go ahead and just back off and do some healing here. But yeah, the Witch of Izalith is from Dark Souls 1. She was responsible for trying to reignite the first flame using her own soul, and as a result she became the mother of demons and flooded an area in lava and did a bunch of horrible stuff. It was a big mistake, and she didn't mean it, and she's sorry. So the Lost Sinner is in New Game Plus will drop the soul of the old witch, which whose item description speaks of how she is, you know, still trying to atone for her sin, possibly the worst sin possible. We're gonna get this NPC summon going on, Lucatiel of Miro. You might remember her from earlier. I think that was episode before last. And we're gonna be fighting some big fucking monsters. Let's back up a little bit. These things are very powerful. Oh my god, and apparently very resistant to dark magic. Let's try magic. That's not a lot better, but luckily Lucatiel, actually a big fucking badass, so we'll just let that happen. And we'll run over here and grab some natural male enhancement, some sublime boner dust, which we'll use to upgrade our Estus flasks to +2 at a later date. Then come over here and fight the next of these things. Yeah, that... oh shit. Man, they just have such range and do so much damage. They always catch me off guard. In the future we'll be running past these guys, but your first time through here you have to open a very slow door, so it's not really an option this time. Jesus. Yeah, it's just... these guys are just so spell resistant, apparently. There should be one more dude around here. There he is. With Lucatiel's help, probably shouldn't be too much of a trouble. We'll just let her kind of take the front lines here. Uh-oh. Oh god, don't blow up Lucatiel! Fucking asshole explodey dude. Yeah, there will be a number of those explodey dudes coming up in the next segment, but that's okay. Largely harmless as long as you know they're coming. Alright, nothing in there apparently. And the guy here already went after Lucatiel, so we don't have to worry about him. Up here, there's going to be a guy just sitting around on the wall. We'll just hit him before he can do anything. Nobody in here, I don't think. Hi, Lucatiel. How you doing? Right, we need the Bastille key for this area. Let's see if we can make this jump. No, we can't. Kill that guy. There should be more dudes in here, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe not. Uh-oh. Lucatiel, what have you done? Oh, fuck. Don't die, Lucatiel. Okay. Now I'm really wishing I brought a heal miracle, because I think I could heal her with it. And that would be pretty awesome. Anyway, with Lucatiel at my back, I'm going to go ahead and hit this switch here. I'm just going to open this gate up. And here we are at the boss already. Sorry, neighbor's dog is going crazy about something. That dog, every once in a while, he just gets so distressed and starts yelping a lot. Radiant Life Gem acquired. And with one Estus Flask left, we're going to head into this boss. But before we do that... oh, right, we definitely need a chime in our left hand so that we can cast... oh, wow, that's a staff spell as well? Alright, that's not good because we don't have another staff. But we're probably not going to cast on this boss anyway. because it's really hard to make that happen. So we're going to go ahead and put our staff in our left hand, buff up our weapon with dark magic, and now our weapon is going to do damage based on our dark adjustment, which is the combination of our faith and intelligence, which is what we've been leveling up. So we'll be doing a lot more damage than usual. That's a little bit gross. But this is it. This is what the Witch of Izalith has become in her current incarnation, which is very strange. Not sure exactly what the deal behind this is, except that it's just an ancient prisoner. Oh my god, the fucking... oh my god. Alright. Well, that's real bad. We'll just get hit a shit ton upon entering the room. The first time, my fucking... like, lock-on just went away, which made me turn around so I couldn't block. Uh-oh. Our Phantom has been vanquished. That's pretty bad. But on the bright side, this is not a very difficult boss to not get hit by. So we just need to focus, do as much damage as possible while I still have this extra dark damage going on. Probably try to heal, but it's really dangerous to heal against this boss because you get so little time between attacks. But I did pull it off. Life gems are a little bit faster than Estus. Okay. And again, this boss should not be too difficult. It's probably the easiest of the 4 bosses for me, which is why we're here first, I guess. I really enjoy this boss. Like, the moveset on her is really cool. Shouldn't have attacked there. I should have gotten my stamina back. Yeah, let's get full stamina again. Just slow and steady is how you beat this boss. You don't want to go ham on her, because the moment you, like, go crazy and lose all of your stamina, horrible things will happen to you. She does a lot of damage, assuming you allow her to. And she's very mobile. I'm taking a lot of chip damage from her, which is a little bit concerning, but she's almost dead. Just got to keep on being slow and steady here. One more hit. There we go. Alright, Lost Sinner is down. I'm glad that I at least got through that pretty easily. Lucatiel is dead, which unfortunately I think means that I've lost out on the ability to get an armor set or something from her. I've never done it, because she is a little bit of a fragile phantom. But that's okay. We're going to go ahead and pop open a chest here, and I believe this contains the fragrant branch of yore that we're going to need to open up that bonfire I talked about earlier, or we could use it on a different guy. But we definitely want to use it on that guy that I just mentioned, because he's actually going to give us a spell we really want. Or a number of spells, I think. He definitely sells hexes. I can't remember, but the main thing we want is an extra incarnation of Dark Orb, which will double our casts with that. So let's go ahead and rest up and travel back to Sinner's Rest. I'm nervous about doing this with so many souls. Let's go ahead and level up several times, because I don't think...
That is more than most undead can say.
Got the soul of an old one. Yep. Oh, we didn't get Estus Flask Shard. We got Sublime Boner Dust. We'll go ahead and burn that in a second. I'm going to level up a bit, and I really just want... Let's get our faith up to 18 as well, and then we can get both to 21. Excellent. That's going to bring our dark adjustment all the way from 94 to 121, which is pretty great. So we'll do that. And I'm pretty sure the spell we want from Straight is actually super cheap, so we don't have to worry too much about that. Let's head back to Sinner's Rise, and then we'll backtrack a little bit back to that area where I said that upstairs there's a special surprise waiting for us. And we'll use our Fragrant Branch of Yore on him. And later on we'll get some more Fragrant Branches of Yore, which we'll use to access new areas and stuff. But this NPC is actually super interesting from a lore perspective, because he has been frozen here for hundreds of years and can tell us about what this place was like, what Drang Lake was like before it was Drang Lake. There we go. Just make sure to kill all these guys. The biggest hint I can give you for dealing with those things is just make sure they're never behind you, because holy shit, they will punish you. Oh, whoops. My Archdrake staff got unequipped. There we go. Let's go ahead and one-shot all of these guys with magic, hopefully anyway. I was a little bit concerned my spell wasn't even going to reach that far, because again, the range on the spell is really bad. No big deal. Alluring Skull acquired, and let's use a Fragrant Branch of Yore on this guy right here. And we can also go ahead and light this bonfire up.
Still a bit stiff, I'm afraid.
Is that a dick joke? Makes me think it is because of the way you laughed.
Young traveler. I am strayed, a wandering sorcerer of sorts. I've been a guest for a very long time. But I don't think that anybody will miss me. Very good. Very good indeed. Cursed one, weak you may be, but I, Strayed, will teach you my spells.
Alright, so we can pick up now a extra cast of Dark Orb, which is excellent. Dark Hail I'm not such a big fan of. Dark Fog, probably not useful because we're not going to be doing too much PvP. And Affinity takes a super high level to cast, so we don't even need to think about that for a while. And none of this other stuff is super useful to us, so yeah, we'll just get the Mock Gesture, and let's we can also trade with him for some boss weapons as well as some boss like spells, but for right now and probably forever, not super useful to us. So let's go ahead and speak with this guy some more because he has some very interesting dialogue.
So, how long was I sat petrified? Long enough for the old kingdom to have crumbled, I see. Why didn't anyone wake me sooner? Drang Lake. I've never heard the name. Is that what they call this place now? Very good. Very good indeed. The cursed ones were imprisoned within this land. Of course, you came of your own free will. The people feared the cursed ones like a plague. Some people would rather keep dreadful things out of sight, out of mind. In the end, they swept them up and corralled them here. So very typical of meek minds, don't you think? Once people became aware of their own frailty, they seized anybody they found undesirable, cursed or no, and impounded them here. Whoever posed even the slightest threat was removed, all so that they could sleep better at night. They even turned the great Strayed into a stone. Many kingdoms rose and fell on this tract of earth. Mine was by no means the first. Anything that has a beginning also has an end. No flame, however brilliant, does not one day splutter and fade. But then, from the ashes, the flame reignites, and a new kingdom is born, sporting a new face. It is all a curse. And it is your cursed flesh that will inherit the flame. Pyromancy was created by the ancient witch of fire. She harnessed the power of flame and melded it into pyromancy. The witch led her daughters into war against the Old Ones. But legends are legends. What are you prepared to believe? So, how long was I sat? Long enough for the old king.
And that's the end of his dialogue. So from that, feeble cursed one.
Let's hope the magnificence of my spell.
Yeah. So from that dialogue, we can learn that Drangleic is not the first time there has been a cursed kingdom in this very area. And in Drangleic, the curse wasn't onset for a while. There was a lot of stuff happening before undead ever showed up in this area. So it's interesting to me that that Strayed comes from a kingdom that saw the exact same thing. Once was prosperous, then the undead came, and then the kingdom crumbled into nothing. And that is a recurring theme on this tract of land. And that's why I think it's heavily suggested that this very place is where Lordran was from Dark Souls 1. We're just in the same place, distant future, and the same exact shit is happening. Chosen Undead comes, kills all of the great, things with the giant souls, and uses them to inherit the first flame. Just the same exact story as the first game, different time, which is really fascinating to me. It's it implies that the Age of Dark was not like, it kind of was implied in the first game, was not like a permanent change from the Age of Fire. They're a cycle. The Age of Fire gives way to the Age of Dark, which gives way to the Age of Fire again. There's an item over there. Let's go pick that up. But first, we're gonna have to kill this motherfucker. Nice try. Oh man, that was. Oh no! If he had jumped off the edge, I would have jumped off with him, and I would have been so mad. Anyway, let's just go ahead and jump down here and visit this bonfire. And the next area we're going to be heading into is the Huntsman's Copse, which is a place where, again, I think even before Drangleic was a hunting ground for the undead. People would come here to try to kill them, even though, of course, they just come back to life later on if you kill them, because that's how the undead curse works. They would just hunt down the hollows here, and now even the hunters are hollow, which is what I believe these pudge-like enemies we'll see in a second are. We'll come through here, and we've got to be careful of these poison moths that are dropping these spores. We can actually, we can just go ahead and kill them with a ranged spell, and they'll actually drop some moss for us, which is very important to have, because that is, just like in Dark Souls 1, the cure for poison. I was trying to get a backstab on this guy, but the tree was kind of in the way. Oh, that's not his back. What am I doing here? Let's just hit this guy with spells. These guys hit through shields pretty hard, so pretty annoying enemy to fight head on. There we go. Oops, that's a life gem. Oh well, I guess I'll just use a life gem then, no big deal. And there's also something in here. I think it might be a catalyst, actually. No, Morningstar. Damn it. I need to get another catalyst so I can have one in my left hand to cast Dark Orb and still be able to cast spells, but... Or not Dark Orb, but a Dark Weapon. Because it is pretty annoying having to, like, choose which hand I have my staff equipped in. I wish I could just have it equipped in both and be able to switch between them. Because it's not like I need to use both staffs at the same time, but, shit happens. Just let this guy jump down so that he doesn't stab me in the back while I'm pulling this lever. And with this lever, we'll go ahead and open up this bridge, but before we go down the bridge, while we're waiting for it to slowly descend... Oh, wait a minute. Let's kill this guy so he doesn't stab me in the back again. And where is... Not here. Here we go. Over here we can drop into this hole and get a previously inaccessible thing. I don't remember what it is. Poison moss, green blossom. Excellent. And also Soul Spear, which is a spell that we might actually end up using because we are using both Faith and Int, so no shame in using something from a different school of magic as well as hexes. So hexes are going to be most powerful for us because they're the only spells that are going to benefit from the points we're putting into both Faith and Intelligence. So more than likely we will not actually end up using that spell. Oh, I totally forgot to change my attunement to use my extra Dark Orbs. That was stupid of me, but that's okay. In here we can see a bonfire, but we can't get in there yet. It's locked, so we have to go down this path a little bit to pick up the key for that, and then we'll be able to go in there and rest at it, as well as fuck with our attunement and probably level up. Oh man, this fucking archer. Oh wait, that guy dropped something. No, he didn't. That was a bloodstain that I saw a prompt for. Let's go ahead and Dark Orb this guy. Oh my god, he's gonna get an arrow off. And another one? Come on now. That's really frustrating. Oh well. Oh, I meant to pull out my fucking falchion, but I guess it didn't register that. I pushed the button for sure, and I even saw my staff blink as if it had registered the input, but I guess I tried to attack again too quickly before that could take effect. I'm being a little bit haphazard here because we're almost at the key, and then we'll just head back to the bonfire and won't have to worry about any of our stuff. Let's go ahead and drink up before coming in here so we avoid dying to the last two enemies, which would be a pretty big shame. There we go. There's our key. And we'll head back to the bonfire. If I was speed running, I would just head straight for the boss right now, but with 0 Estus Flask left, as well as a number of my spells used, probably not the greatest idea that I've ever had. We'll head back here, and there's actually a man to talk to in here, so we'll do that. Used Undead Lockaway Key, and we'll hit the bonfire really quick. And we'll attune an extra casting of Dark Orb instead, and now as you can see we have 42 uses of Dark Orb, which is a lot.
How are you? I thought you were that bastard for a moment. You've set me free. Now I can find him. The cheeky prick. He won't know what hit him. I am Creighton of Mirror. I travel from land to land to hone my blade. I've heard this land was full of danger. I thought it would suit me perfectly. I joined forces with a man on the way, but he was no more than a backstabbing knave. He took the first chance he had to try and off me. I decided to set a trap for him here. But then I got trapped myself. I can't believe that I was so dense. Thank the stars that you came along. You be careful of him. Pate, I think he said. He wears this rather unusual ring. You know it when you see it. I've seen his type before. He kills entirely for the pleasure of it. I'm sure I won't be his last victim. The man's better off dead. I tell ya. He's a slick talker, so don't let him fool ya. Pate, the man with a strange ring. Watch out for the slimy rat. And don't you believe a word he says. I'll find the common footbed and put an end to his roguery.
So Pate is actually the guy that we talked to in the beginning of the game, and he gave us the white sign soapstone. So it's interesting that this guy is saying that Pate is an asshole who tricks people into going places. That does seem consistent with Pate's character. He did kind of try to trick us into going to that place. But afterward, he gave us a reward, so, you know, hard to say. Let's go ahead and level up. Just some more faith, I guess. Doesn't really matter which one at this point. We're going to be getting both of those to 30, and then we'll be done leveling, because that's when dark adjustment caps out. We never burned our sublime bone dust. That's a pretty big oversight. Anyway, let's go ahead and head on to the next boss at this point. So we'll go back to the Huntsman's Copse, back to the undead lockaway that we were just in. And this time just keep on going down that path instead of getting the key and turning back. And hopefully I'll get hit by less bullshit this time, because that was not an ideal run through of this area the last time. But not that it mattered. Let's go ahead and lure this guy away from the arrow user. Oh my god. I'm fucking hitting rocks. Oh my fucking god. Alright, we're just gonna rest up after that. There's no reason to lose half of a health bar on basically nothing when we haven't even gone anywhere yet. That is very frustrating. Let's try that one more time. It's like the one annoying thing about the Falchion, which otherwise has an amazing moveset, is that if you're trying to fight something next to a wall, it doesn't work very well because the wall will just totally fuck you over, basically. There we go. Perfect. Just had to get him out a little bit more into the open. Let's kill this guy quickly while I'm hopefully hiding behind that tree, except the fucking wall is gonna ruin everything again. Oh my god, come on, dude. There we go. Perfect. Man down. Now we'll take out this one. Yeah, see you later. Ooh, I really thought my character was gonna like force himself to walk off the edge there. Really, no input at that point after that. Normally the animation would not carry you off the edge there, but because I was locked onto him, the character wants to walk a little bit further forward, which is something that I hated in Dark Souls 1, still exists in Dark Souls 2. Just total bullshit that you'll follow a character off a cliff for being locked onto them, but hey, shit happens. Take that guy down, grab some rogue armor. I don't know if it's really rogue armor, it's more of a rogue-like armor. Okay, let's go ahead, and this guy usually just walks off the edge. Yep, there he goes. Excellent. And we'll be fighting a dark invader here, but shouldn't be too hard with dark orbs. Yep, this seems to be going pretty well. Unfortunately out of stamina at this point. And she's shielding. Fucking cheater. There we go. Yeah, not shielding so much now, are you? There we go. Invader down. Pretty easy. And we'll be heading into the next boss. This is the Skeleton Lords. I don't see any summons around here. That's okay. But I do want to dark weapon it up, because I don't see myself having too much chance to cast spells in here. So let's do that. And this is a boss that's very easy once you understand what you're doing with it. It's very hard the first time if you don't know what to do. We're gonna kill one of these guys who is super easy. You first come in here and you're like, wow, these guys are super easy, I'll just fuck them all up. That is a horrible idea, because every one you kill spawns a bunch of little skeletons that you then also have to take down, and if you try to fight all of the groups of skeletons at once, you are going to get gang raped to hell. It's really bad. So we're just going to try to lure these guys away from the Skeleton Lords as much as possible and then take them out. They're probably pretty dark resistant, being, you know, undead skeletons and stuff, but that's okay. We're still getting some extra damage against them. It's not like it's going to make my attacks worse to use dark weapon, but that's okay. Or so that's okay, I guess. And there's one group of skeletons gone. Now we'll destroy another one of these guys. Super easy. And then we'll just go ahead and wait for the next group of skeletons to spawn, and in the meantime keep our distance from this guy. Oh, it's the bone wheels. We've spawned the bone wheels. I like to fight these guys last, but I always forget which boss spawns what. There we go. Just backstab the shit out of that bone wheel. Satisfying. And there we go. Bone wheel's dead. And now we can finish the boss in like complete peace, basically. Just backstab that guy, no big deal. And while we're waiting, I might as well recast Dark Weapon to make this a little bit easier, even though it's pretty unnecessary, because this is the easiest group of skeletons that we're going to be fighting now. There's one. Oh, I can't hit it while it's forming, I guess. But these guys are not armored, not dual wielding, just normal dudes. Easy. Alright, Skeleton Lord's down. Like I said, very easy boss as long as you know what you're doing. But if you try to kill all those guys at once, you're going to have a horrible time. It's actually a pretty bad boss to summon for, in my opinion, despite the fact that it's a boss that involves fighting a lot of things at once. Because your summons often will come in and be like, oh yeah, let's just fuck everything up, and then, you know, they'll get gangbanged by skeletons, and then you'll get gangbanged by the same skeletons, and it's just not a good time. I really love the effect of dark weapon on weapons. Looks pretty sweet, and it does a lot of extra damage. It's really good. Later on we'll get Resonant Weapon as well, which is that dark weapon like variant that costs 2,000 souls to cast. That is a good fucking spell. Oh man, it does so much damage. Hexer builds are great. Really, really good, especially for PvP again, but for PvE as well. And let's go ahead and speak to this lady. I'm surprised there aren't any messages ahead that say, like,
Are you a traveller?
Try holding with both hands.
I'm Chloanne.
Oh, there's one.
An ore stone trader. I travel about collecting rare stones, which I sell to make my living. I never planned to visit this God's forsaken place. But I don't know. I just sort of ended up here. I must have just wandered in. But now that I'm here, I've been scouting around for rare bits. Oh, don't look at me like that.
Rare
Many
bits,
of these
huh?
stones are quite useful. For instance, certain stones are used in smithing. Ah, now your ears prick up. I've extras if you can pay. This is my trade, after all. I came here in search of rare stones, but the place is nothing like I was told. All this poison, and you can't get very far inside. Don't just go haplessly wandering about.
Can't get very far inside.
These stones may look all the same, but to the trained eye, each is unique. Some of them are used to smith weapons and armor, and some unique stones provide special benefits. Some of them are extremely rare and should be used with great thrift. None of the differences are easily spotted, but I've learned quite a lot, really. Drang Lake. How is it that I ended up here? It's funny. I can't seem to remember. I've searched every nook and cranny here. I suppose it's time to move on. Perhaps we'll meet again, if we live that long.
So this lady's going to end up in Drang Lake, and she sells a few Titanite shards for more than the smith sells them, and pretty much nothing else. Dead Again is a hex that blows up corpses. I've never actually played with that one. Maybe we should pick that up, but we don't have the intelligence for it just yet. And Soul Appease is a miracle that does major damage to hollows. And she also sells a Bonfire Aesthetic, which moves an area into New Game Plus and resets all of the monsters and everything there. But regardless, nothing we're super interested in now.
It's about time I moved shop.
But as you progress through the game, she increases her stock. It actually takes her quite a while to get a useful stock, but at the end of the game, she'll sell like infinite upgrade materials for mini weapons, so you can use those to experiment with a bunch of different weapons. So it's good to get her dialogue out of the way. She's also an interesting character. She is the daughter of the blacksmith, but she doesn't remember him. She's losing her memory because she is going hollow, presumably.
Bearer of the curse, seek soul.
Let's go ahead and level up some more. And I'm trying to think if I should get another attunement slot, because we're going to need it later, and we might as well have a heal around. We can't even... I think it's level 20 for 4 slots. So, you know what? Let's do it. Let's do this, and then we'll need another, like, 2,100 souls. So I'll just pop a Soul of a Proud Knight or something to get that. Wait a minute. Large Soul of a Nameless Soldier, maybe? That's 1,000. Alright. Ah, fuck. Alright. What are we going to get if we use both of these? 1,600. And we needed... How many to level up? Oops, not message. Oh, I did my math wrong. Alright, excellent. We have enough to level up. So let's do it. And we'll get... There we go. 4 attunement slots. And for right now, we'll use that extra slot for a heal miracle. But in the future, we'll replace that with something else. We could also have soul spear. Never mind. 40 int is something we will never actually have on this character because we're only going to 30. Because that is, again, where Dark Adjustment tapers off. But anyway, there's the stone trading lady. She'll hang out there for the remainder of the game. And that is enough Dark Souls for today. Thank you guys for watching. Got a lot done today. Beat the Lost Sinner and then made some substantial headway into the next area. Next time we'll be going through the... man, what is that place called? Harvest Valley, I think. Which is an old poisonous mine. And that should be a good time, I'm sure. But anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.